Hello and welcome! This is Mousegunner, and we're back with some more RimWorld, returning to a no-hope playthrough. And for right now, I think the priority is just to expand our power network, build a geothermal power plant, and go from there. And then I think my next priority is either to lock down the security and start building these kill boxes, or build a hydroponic farm somewhere, because eventually we're going to switch over to fall and then be into winter, and we could have a cold snap that kills our crops at any time and put us in a real bad food situation. So I think maybe building a hydroponic farm, maybe somewhere over here. We could maybe carve out some of these rocks, get a nice square area to build in. Yeah, that's probably my second priority if I don't go with the upgraded security. The only problem is that I have to build 3 kill boxes to really complete the security, which is going to take a lot of resources. So I figure right now we have an eclipse going. At first I thought it was nighttime, but it actually is early morning with an eclipse. I think we go ahead and work on the power. So let's pop that open. We have the resources to build the power plant. We just don't have the resources to really wall it off as I would prefer. And then the next thing we're going to need to do is route power to it, which isn't going to take that much work. We're just going to have to go like that. That should take care of it. I'm going to assume that's going to be old Ben that works on that. Not exactly sure where he is right now. Oh, there he is. All right, well, while we're waiting on that, I'm just going to do a quick survey of the map area and make sure that we're okay. So first off, let's take a look over here where we're mining. Make sure there's not any cougars or anything like that that's going to attack us. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything going on there. And coming over, I just think it's a good idea every so often to take a look at the map. Sometimes there's resources that are out on the map that you miss out on if you don't do this every so often. I'm not really seeing anything. Matter of fact, the number of animals that we have on the map right now is pretty minimal. There's a camel over here. Now, I have been killing camels that get close to the camp, so that might be partly to blame for the fact that we don't have that many. We also have Luke making us meals. I believe we have him turned on to make fine meals, which he is doing at the moment. When we run out of potatoes, we'll probably switch back over to simple meals, as here's our meat supply right now. Yeah, we're going to probably have more meat left over once the potatoes are gone, because we only have about 100 potatoes right now, and we have well over 500 of 2 different types of meat. So that's probably what's going to happen. As soon as we're done with the fine meals, I'll switch it back over to simple meals. I have a feeling that that will last quite a while. But we do have to consider the fact that we could get a cold snap in the winter. I'm sorry, in the fall, that could kill our crops before they are even grow to a point of growing. So if we don't get a cold snap, we probably will be fine even through the winter, because from what I remember, the temperature does not drop low enough in the winter. So again, if we can avoid a cold snap, we should be fine. And old Ben is continuing his construction efforts. We're almost done with the mining that I queued up. And I think from that point, I'm going to hold off on further mining. I think we have a little bit of sandstone. So I'm going to start with sandstone walls here. And we're just going to wall off the generator so it's not easily destroyed. And hopefully, as we continue to cut stone with R2-D2, we can continue to wall this off. I'm going to have to remember to put a no roof area over there. So you know what? Why don't we just do that now? So expand no roof area. So we're just going to go ahead. We kind of know where this is going to be. Probably going to be something like this. more than likely put a door in so that somebody can come in here and access. Our other big resource, it looks like, is going to be slate. I do have to keep in mind that the other objective that we have, which I think I'm going to do now so I don't forget, and we'll build it out of slate blocks, is to continue to build traps, because the idea was to have 3 traps on all of the different entrances, which when I build this, I will have. We've got our power intake right now. Now, we just finished hydroponics, which is what I was looking for. So now we have to think about the next thing to do. I think electric cremation might be a good thing. Forget what refining does. Build refineries to make chem fuel from wood. I'm not exactly sure what chem fuel does because I don't remember that being in the version I played in the past. Auto doors is a thing. Machining. I believe I did start on a tech that maybe I didn't finish. I don't remember what that was. It was possibly one of the workshops. Looking through here, hospital bed might be a good thing down the road. Which turn wet ground dry. Why would you want to do that? Huh. Okay, well, that's not going to be really something that we need to turn wet ground dry. We would actually probably want the opposite of that. All right, well, one thing that we are definitely low on is the ability to make weapons. And I think this is what we're going to need for that. I do see cremation being a thing too, but I think I would like to work on... Oh, it's locked because we didn't do... Yeah, smithing, that was the thing that we started. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do smithing. Then we'll do machining once we're done with that. We also have a couple craft slots here that we have yet to utilize. And we need another bedroom at some point as well, and we have the space for it. Just I haven't done it because I feel like there's other priorities out there right now. All right, I'm going to assume this was not built yet. So it's kind of hard to say how much stone I'm going to have when they didn't really finish a lot of the work over here. But now that I have the mining job more or less done, as a matter of fact, it looks like this vein is almost entirely mined out. Where are we on components? We have 59, so that's not too bad. There's a little bit of compacted machinery over here that I might want to mine. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that now. It's not going to take that long to mine it out. We have 2 people kind of prioritized for that. Alright, looks like we still have a fair amount of sandstone, so I'll continue with the walls here. Oh, and there goes the eclipse, it looks like. That was a really long eclipse. But hopefully, with the geothermal power, we should be better on power. I mean, 2 solar panels are almost making the same kind of power that 1 geothermal plant is making. But this is something that's going to be making us power all the time. Alright, so sandstone, we still have a little bit of. So we're going to want a door at some point. I guess we have enough limestone to go ahead and make the door out of that. Alright. So we're putting down our trap. There we go. Oh, bill, spend, start the simple meals. Because I can see that we have exhausted the ability to make the fine meals. We have a colonist idle. That's C3PO. Has nothing to do, huh? Well, we have some more compacted machinery. That's not too far away from the base, in my opinion. You just have to go outside this door, and it's right there. It's a lot closer than this stuff is. And they shouldn't have roofed this area off. Let's just double check. Please tell me they didn't roof this off. I might not count until the door's made. I can't really tell if they roofed it off or not. Let me confirm here. No roof area. Oh yeah, unroofed. I was looking in the wrong spot. Yeah, there it says unroofed. Got it. And that's going to be the last, I think, of that compacted machinery. I'm really curious what's inside here, but I also know that that would be a catastrophe if it was anything dangerous. I more than likely, if I were going to cut into it, there's a couple different ways I could approach it. I could start digging from here and then put a kind of trap corridor in here in case it was something super, super, super dangerous, which more than likely it is, because that's kind of what it told me it was. Some great evil is inside here. I would imagine it's some kind of mechanoid. Although, I guess it could be the bugs or something else. I also don't have to worry as much about the camels, I don't think, coming in and eating my crops as I have in the past. Alright, so we're low on stone again. We've got the power. So that's priority 1 taken care of. I could have more batteries in the base, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Honestly, I could put the batteries in here. I mean, I don't see a reason why not. It does kind of crowd the area, but I don't know if there's a problem putting batteries outside. But I could put a couple batteries in here just to get power. Because you never know, you might have something happen where... Now, granted, if our geothermal plant got knocked out, that would be catastrophic if a bunch of batteries got knocked out too. Just so that people can get in here, I think I'm only going to put them in the corners. Here and here. So we'll put one there. We'll put one there. They should already be hooked up to each other, at least how I understand things. And I guess just to get this over with, I'm going to go ahead and mine this out, which should exhaust the last of the steel there. And get our steel stores back up to around about that 1,000 mark. Okay, we got our smithing done, so the next thing is machining, so that we can make our own weapons. And eventually we can start smelting all this scrap metal that we have. Another thing that we currently are missing is more stone blocks. So what I've been doing in the past is hauling in any stone that I feel like would give an attacker some place to sit behind and attack us. So I figure anything that's like that probably needs hauled. I don't want to get too carried away here, though, because that's going to... Most everybody is on a high priority for hauling, except for Luke, which we turned off at some point for some reason. Probably because we wanted to prioritize him cooking, so that we didn't lose any of this meat, which will eventually go bad on us. We are running low on meals, I would say. seemed like we were doing quite well on the meals, but they are starting to run low. I mean, granted, Luke is going to be rapid fire making simple meals here. Making the fine meals was kind of not as efficient of a use of our resources, though. So, there's that. But yeah, we're getting meals here, and we do have the nutrient paste as a backup. I kind of hate that the cows eat the fine meals. I guess ideally you'd want to get a bunch of that kibble, because maybe they prioritize that. Alright, looks like we hauled in most of that stone. We're almost done with the mining. We're definitely much better off meal-wise than we've been in the past. We're getting charged in those new batteries. Okay, we're up to 130. I think now is the time to cut out room for where I want to build the hydroponic farm. It's going to be roughly in this area. I kind of just want to square this up. So what I'm going to do, just go like that. And down. I guess that's big enough of an area. We don't have to go all the way down here. We'll build this area here, I think, is the hydroponic area. I don't know if I want natural walls, though. I kind of have suspicions, at least the way the game used to work, that natural walls were an invitation for bug invasions. Now, I haven't seen any of that so far in this playthrough, but that doesn't mean it's not coming. Because we do have the standard storyteller. She might not have ramped it up to that level yet. But this should also give us some stone blocks here that we don't have to haul from the outside. So this could be a good way to get more stone. I'm actually curious why R2-D2... Oh, is that... It's because old Ben took over her job. I think technically she's better at it than old Ben, but if old Ben doesn't have anything to do, I guess we can do that way. Alright, well, another day passed. And we're getting on to stage 2. And it may be high time to start working on stage 3, which is getting our defenses up too. I may build this hydroponic farm area out of wood initially, just to get it built, because we have a fair amount of wood. And I'm not going to worry about the natural walls for right now. This area might also be bigger than we really need, but I don't want to undersize it. Ooh, cargo pod. So jump to that location. What do we have? Rice. Okay, well that's useful. Gives us a good store of food. And we can continue to make meals out of. And if we still have meat, which I believe we have a little tiny bit, so I'm not going to bother with the fine meals, even though I could turn that on. We'd make all of one, and then a cow probably will eat it, because they're bastards. But we get some rice in here, which is much needed, because we have almost entirely exhausted our meat supply. And I don't feel comfortable with only a little over 40 meals, including the nutrient paste. Especially as our potato crop is only about 70% grown. Corn's getting up there too, though, so... Though it does take quite a while for corn. And we're still a ways away from the rice, it looks like. All right, so we have our area built. Let's go ahead and go to structure, and we're going to build this out of wood. Might as well have time go by while we do this. As a matter of fact, why don't I think about the size here? So, is that... I'm trying to remember what the hydroponic stuff is under. I don't think it would be under probably production. No, I don't see it here. Oh, no, there it is. But don't we need... I think there's a component we're missing here. Oh, no, wait, no, this is it. The sun lamp. Alright, well, that's actually not that bad width-wise. We're going to lose a little bit of coverage. So... rough eyeballing it. Say about there. Yeah, that looks like about right. There is some spots that we're not covering with the hydroponics. Or do you don't need a sun lamp with the hydroponics, do you? It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm not... I think this is the way you would do it if you were going to build, if you were just going to grow the crops in the soil, which is technically something we can do, but I think only part of the soil is good for that. I actually don't know if you need... I mean, we'll find out. It's possible we won't need it, though. So, that was under production. Grows plants quickly, and an artificial nutrient bath requires power to work. Plants will die if power is cut. Alright, well, again, I don't know if we need the light, because, again, it's been a while since I've done hydroponic farms, but we'll find out here. And I think that is about what we want, except we're going to need a door, so we're going to cancel that, and we'll build a wooden door. Again, this is going to be temporary. I'll take these walls down once we have the stone to replace it. If I need a sun lamp with the hydroponics farm, it's not that big of a deal. We have it, and we have about the space that it would be efficient to do. So we'll find out. If we do the hydroponics and they do not grow, then we'll need a sun lamp. Also, you haul these stones. Alright, so from what I remember, there's kind of as a matter of fact, let's take a look at this. So, if I were to grab a sun lamp and put it roughly in the middle, which is right about there, kind of the corner area isn't covered very well. So what I'll do for right now is I will put in... I believe if we put it roughly about there. These are of a kind of length that I don't know. Just want to plan this out. So again, furniture, sun lamp. Okay, that would be covered. I'm just going to put a couple in and we'll just see how that does. So we'll put that one right about the same area. And then we'll do like a row eventually. But I just want to see how this works before we put too many resources into it. Because if it works without the sun lamp, then I'm just going to space them out a little bit differently and try and use the space to its max efficiency. If it does require the sun lamp, then we're going to have to build around that. And Chewbacca's been helping us a lot with this research. We're like blowing through it now. And speaking of production, while everybody sleeps, let's take a look at new things that we have. So we had a lot of these things. Smithy is different, though. Electric smithy, which is going to allow us to do non-mechanical weapons and tools. And then that's about it, right? Other than outside the hydroponics. All right, who has tattered apparel? R2-D2 and Luke. Let's take a look at R2-D2 first. Figure out what it is that's tattered on here. So, okay, the jacket could be replaced. The vest, I don't think there's anything I can do about where we are. So, let's look through our different jackets. Parka's probably a little bit too much. At least that's how I understand things. I mean, maybe it's fine, but I would think parkas you would be overheating, wouldn't you? I actually might not have a replacement jacket. We just have a bunch of parkas here. Well, I'll find out if it overheats her. So we've got a good quality parka here. Let's go ahead and force her to wear it. And I'll keep an eye on her and see if she overheats. Yeah, she's hot. Granted, yeah, parka probably too much. So I'm just gonna have to have her wear this jacket instead. Let's see, needs. Yeah, she's no longer hot. So parkas are for cold weather. I mean, it's still good that we have them in case we have cold snaps and things. All right, so we now know that jackets are kind of a thing that we need to improve. All right, we don't have power hooked up, so let's get that going. So power, not too far away, so we're just going to go in there and go that way. And I mean, that's probably good for now. Oh, okay, Ben's working on that. Oh, we got a party. Can you at least build them, please? Thank you. All right. I think, or we do not have strawberries, do we? Let's do some strawberry plants. I mean, what is the thing behind a strawberry plant? That's not too long of a growing time. Let's try some strawberries to give us some crop diversity. So some strawberries here. And let's see, once we get on, is our main grower. Although Luke could grow if he has nothing else going on. Matter of fact, you know what? This is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.